Well, cricket's a beautiful game and no one calls it more beautifully than Harsha Bhogle, of course, from ABC Radio. You must love your cricket because you do see a fair bit of it over the course of many, many summers.
Yes, I wouldn't mind seeing India do a lot better on the field though, but I enjoy doing cricket irrespective of what medium it is, because I think it's a privilege to be allowed to make a living talking and covering cricket, which is for all of us the greatest sport in the world. I know all the soccer fans would disagree, but it's a privilege to be able to do that, so you enjoy every minute of it.
How did you get into it? How did you get into broadcasting cricket?
I started too many years ago. If I tell you how many years ago, it'll give away how old I am. But I started doing local games in Hyderabad when I was just 20. And they, to be fair to them, they were all right to let a rookie in. And we used to do the Ranji Trophy matches after lunch. The first game that I did was only after lunch, so it was sort of a soft entry into it. So it was good fun, and I learned very quickly on radio because, I started in an era when those games were not covered on television. So you listen to it at home, and you trusted the commentator. And then I came up there and I found that sometimes the ball was on the off, but if the commentator said it went on the on, no one would ever know. So I learned very quickly that if you report faithfully on what's happening, you can't go wrong.
You come out to Australia every couple of years. Do you enjoy coming out to Australia? And second part of the question, do you enjoy coming out to Australia when India is not doing so well?
Oh, it doesn't matter. I mean, you can only report what happens on the field. I've long believed that the commentator neither scores a run nor takes a wicket, and that in any case, commentators shouldn't be flying a flag or singing the anthem. In any case, your only responsibility is towards the listener, and as long as you're honest to the listener, it shouldn't matter what the country you represent back in India is doing on the field. So no, I don't worry about that.
You've got fans here, and now with Twitter and with email, it's easy to sort of converse with them. Sachin Tendulkar has at least 1 billion fans every time. How has he done it?
But he's been doing it now since he was 15. The number of fans just keeps going up. But I think after a while, you learn to live with that. You learn to live with that pressure. But Tendulkar's got used to it from the time. I've known him since he was 14. So I've seen him adapt to that. What I find astonishing is that there hasn't been a tantrum on a cricket ground yet. And to think that with all that pressure and people saying all that they do, he might snap at some point. But he hasn't snapped for 22 years so far. He probably does inside the change room, but he hasn't snapped on a field of play for 22 years. If he's got a bad decision, he's not gone up to the umpire and said, that's what I think about you. He's not run up to the umpire and said things to another batsman. So I think he's been fantastic for the game, but to learn to live with that pressure is something else. I mean, most people in India would give anything to be Tendulkar. I'm not sure I want to be Tendulkar. I'm very happy in the place I'm in.
It's always good, and that just shows that you keep loving your job. You wake up every morning and must love your work.
You have to, otherwise you won't survive in this profession. But where I come from, and I live in Mumbai, which has almost as many people as all of Australia. I keep telling people every day you see someone, and you tell yourself, I'm lucky. Because there's always someone's life was worse off than yours. So you see that and you say, is there a better way to live life than to travel around the world watching the sport that you love? So you've got much to be thankful for.
Thank you very much for joining us on CATV, and we look forward to many more summers when you're out here.
Pleasure. I'm looking forward to some different results on the cricket ground.
I'm happy with the result. I think that's fine.
I enjoy watching cricket in Australia.
It's great having you here. Thanks, mate.
Thanks.